What's up, everyone? It's Kamisguide, one of your NPA Season 3 analysts, and we do have the Game of the Week 4 match between KingBub and TheChoiceSpecs. And KingBub will be bringing Stunfisk, Megapincer, Kinkelder, Avalok, Meloetta, and Celebi. Following that up with TheChoiceSpecs is going to have Aerodactyl, Mega Slowbro, Snorlax, Gardevoir, Mandibuzz, and Dragonite. Alright, let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, now, TheChoiceSpecs does lead out the Aerodactyl while Bub leads the Stunfisk here. Okay. Both probably suicide leads or either just here to getting up their rocks. Aerodactyl actually does come with a taunt. And Gypsyfisk is not able to get up his stealth rocks. Super unfortunate to him, but this does let Aero go ahead and get up his rocks. Super effective. As a Thunderbolt comes out, does a clean 60 to 65% there. And he does go ahead and switch out into his special wall, which is the Snorlax. Alright. Eats that hit relatively well. Gypsyfisk does for the Toxic and misses while the Snorlax curses. Okay, that's a little terrifying. This has the potential to push in a team if it gets set up too far. And so, Bub not wanting to take that risk does immediately switch into one of his biggest wall breakers, the Pinsir. This is Mega Pinsir, so on the first turn it stays in, he does have to Mega Evolve. Does go ahead and Mega Evolve here, probably clicking either Return, or if it's carrying Close Combat, it's going to go for Close Combat, which it does. Okay, and this is a +2 defense Snorlax, so it does take that relatively well. If this had not had the defensive investment and being at +2, that would have been a dead Snorlax. Also holding Figgy Berry to go back up to about 75% and does Facade the Mega Pinsir out. It's definitely huge on Bud's part losing that. Does go into Kinkelder though, and Kinkelder clicks Drain Punch. Again, this is going to do a lot of damage, doing a solid 50 to 55%, as Kinkelder's going to go back up to max HP, then take a little bit of Life Orb damage. And the Snorlax is carrying Recycle. Does get his Figgy Berry back. That's actually a really clutch set. It allows it to preserve itself with essentially reliable recovery. As Kinkelder does go for another Drain Punch here, assuming Snorlax is just going to click... Oh, it actually clicks Facade this time. Okay. And +2 Facade, it does a lot of damage there. That did almost, I'd say almost 80%. It does go into the Mandibuzz. Now, this is going to take the Drain Punch relatively well, just because it is resisted. Or it's actually neutral. But Mandibuzz is one of the bulkier birds that we have in Pokemon. Kinkelder is going to be forced to switch out here. It does go into Stunfisk, going for the Thunderbolt again. Hit it super effectively, as Mandibuzz goes for Foul Play. At that range, I do believe that would have picked up the kill on Kinkelder just because of his high attack stat. Does show leftovers, getting some recovery back on both sides of the field. Does switch out here and go into Lower Jane, which is the Gardevoir. Okay. It does have Trace here, just Trace in the sky is not too much, but that Thunderbolt's not going to do too much. 25 and 30% probably. But Stunfisk is going to get a little bit more HP back. Does switch out here and go into the Meloetta. Okay. I love Meloetta just because of its typing and its Move Relic Song. It gives it the ability to be a Psychic or Fighting type at will. As Gardevoir does go for Moonblast here, which is really unfortunate for Meloetta. Does get a special attack drop and gets Hyper Voiced. Oh, that's very unfortunate. I don't know if the attack drop there mattered, if it would have picked up the kill regardless, but Gardevoir now does get a kill on Meloetta. And so Stunfisk does go ahead and come in here, probably hoping to go ahead and pick up this kill here, get a revenge kill, and just get a nice Thunderbolt off. Is going to have to tank a Moonblast though, and that is a crit and a special attack drop. That is super unfortunate, and is not able to pick up the kill on Gardevoir. So Gardevoir is going to go ahead and pick up another free kill here with Moonblast. The Moonblast spam is real here. And so Bub does go ahead and switch into Kinkelder. Okay, I agree with that play. Mach Punch, even if it's 4 times resisted, is going to pick up the kill of this range. Go ahead and answer the Gardevoir here now. And now comes in Mega Slowbro. Now, this is not right Mega yet, but it is going to Mega Evolve this turn. Go ahead and Mega the first turn, stays in. And he does double out, or not double out, but just switch out into Celebi. Probably a hard counter. Most likely has Leaf Storm to try to pick up the kill, or Giga Drain for recovery. is going to take a skull relatively well. It's not going to do too much, but it does get a burn though. Just a little unfortunate just to keep taking that residual damage. Does switch out into the Mandibuzz, which pretty much hard walls Celebi, being super effective on both typings. Yeah, that Leaf Storm didn't do hardly anything. And the Celebi actually goes for Thunder Wave. Very interesting play staying in on the Mandibuzz, risking taking a Dark type move, which it is going to do. Okay, so Celebi is going to take the knockoff here and lose its Tanga Berry. Okay. Now Celebi does carry pack the Recover here, which, if this is like any other Mandibuzz, we have seen it use Foul Play. And so that is going to do a considerable amount of damage, to almost to the point where I don't think Celebi can stay in here and just recover stall the foul plays. I think it's doing too much damage combined with burn. Bub at the disadvantage at the moment, being 6-3. I'm sorry, not 6-3, 5-3. Does go for another foul play here. I don't know if Bub is playing into the fact trying to get a full para on the Mandibuzz. But at the moment it is not happening. But is making a little bit of headway with foul play, getting a little bit more HP back. And does switch out the Mandibuzz into Dragonite. Very interesting. As Celebi recovers. It's a very interesting switch out there. I'm not exactly sure why he did that. Maybe he thinks he can set up on the Celebi, which is dangerous because he has T-Wave. Is going to go ahead and double back out into Snorlax. Okay. Celebi is going to go ahead and switch out here and go into Dinner Table, Avalugg. Okay. Avalugg is the rapid spinner on the team. Also the physical wall, if I'm not mistaken. Takes some of those physical type hits, but is going to go right into Conkeldurr. Okay. As Snorlax does click Recycle, which is going to give him his Figgy Berry back and get him back up to about 75%. As we were seeing at +2, Drain Punch was not able to kill, but at this range now, Drain Punch 100% kills. And so he is forced to switch out now, go into the Slowbro, and gets red with the Thunder Punch. Oh, that's beautiful, clean damage. About 45%. Enough where the Conkeldurr cannot stay in, though, so the Celebi is forced in. And is going to take a Scald here. So the Slowbro may not have solid coverage for the Celebi. However, at this point, that was also a crit. Wow, and a burn. The hacks are real in this match. Specs has a couple options here. He does go ahead and withdraw, probably going back into the Mandibuzz, which is the safest play to do. Anytime the Celebi comes in, it does just take a free Scald. As the Celebi does recover here. So he did finally go ahead and get his HP back up on the Celebi. I'm not sure if it has a move that can hit it, that can hit Mandibuzz. So he's most likely forced to switch. And if I had to guess, he's probably going into Avalugg here, which he does. Having the Ice type move is really clutch here because it is going to go ahead and hit the Mandibuzz super effectively. And this Mandibuzz does get fully paralyzed for the first time. Not sure if it matters, but definitely worth it to see a little bit of hacks balancing this match out. And so that does go ahead and invite the Slowbro in here as Avalugg does go for Recover. Okay. Just getting some of that HP back just because of how much it takes from rocks. And does switch out. Okay. Very interesting play going right back to Celebi here. As the Slowbro goes for Slack Off. So it is just a standard pivot set. Probably has covered moves for the other two moves here. Maybe Psychic, Ice Beam, Scald, Slack Off. But Celebi does go hard into Avalugg here. Is he trying to make a read? He's switching into Lightyear. So he does. Bub is making reads here. He's attempting to gain momentum for this match, trying to sway it into his favor. And by putting a Ice type in front of a Flying type is definitely one way to do that. The Mandibuzz is forced to switch here, which I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to do. Maybe he's going to spin the rocks. Okay, he does spin the rocks here. Go ahead and get those off the field so he's not taking so much residual damage. This is gonna that's gonna take the timer off of Celebi, let it put in the work it needs to. Does go ahead and switch back into the Celebi here. Probably just gonna take another Scald if, oh, okay. So it does have Ice Beam, which is really good, but this Ice Beam doesn't do too much. That's probably 30 to 40% for a super effective move that's pitiful damage. But we are talking about a Celebi, which is a base 100, mind you. So very good stats across the board, and it may very well be Eevee, especially defensive, to take that well. At this point, you just gotta hope that this Slowbro doesn't freeze you. But at this point, Celebi can absolutely fire back with a Leaf Storm, and if it has any special attack investment, and this isn't a especially defensive Slowbro, I'm absolutely sure he can pick up a kill here with Leaf Storm. Yeah, doing about 35% is what that Ice Beam's doing. Does click Leaf Storm here, and that does pick up the KO on this Mega Slowbro. Very clutch play there. I'm not sure if Specs thought that wouldn't kill, if he wasn't scared of it anymore, but definitely bringing this match a little bit closer here with 4-2 to 4-3. I'm sorry. As Dragonite comes in, which is still really interesting switching. I'm surprised he's not scared of the Thunder Wave or anything like that, but Avalok is going to go ahead and come in here. As Dragonite Dragon Dances, that's very scary. However, Avalok is one of the most physically defensive Pokemon in the game, so it is going to be able to take almost anything Dragonite throws out physical-wise relatively well. And a +1 outrange, that's eatable, especially now that he gets to click Avalanche, which is going to push through the multi-scale and pick up the KO on the Dragonite, making this a 3-3 match. Bub is pulling it back here. Now, Snorlax comes in on the Avalok. Now, I'm not sure. I think he might just be sacking it here. I'm not exactly sure because that only does about 15-20% and does go for the Toxic here. So he is trying to make sure that this Snorlax cannot set up on him. As of, if I'm thinking correctly, he still has Kinkeldra to deal with the Snorlax. However, if for whatever reason Kinkeldra goes down, he absolutely has no way to deal with it. And so it does get to set up for free and then potentially just clean up the last couple Pokemon. So he does go ahead and sack off Dinner Table here to the Snorlax, making it 3-2. However, I do feel like Kinkeldra comes in here for pretty much free. Now, what are the reads he gets to make here? Does he want to click Thunder Punch or does he want to click Drain Punch here? Now, Manabuzz does come in. Does he click Thunder Punch? He does click Drain Punch, which is the safe play, mind you. I'm not entirely sure at that range if a Thunder Punch would have picked up the kill on Snorlax. If it did pick up the kill, I would have clicked Thunder Punch, but I think playing the safe game there is really solid. You definitely can't go wrong with that. And I do believe because of the speed drop with the Para in Gen 7, it's just -1 speed. I do still believe Kinkeldra outspeed, so it does go ahead and click Thunder Punch here. I'm not exactly sure if it's enough to pick up the kill, though. And it is not. And the Mandibuzz is fully paralyzed. Okay, so that 100% changes this game because it 100% mattered. That Mandibuzz is able to click Foul Play. It does 100% kill the Kinkeldra here. Now he has to finish this game out with Celebi. So I do believe that might be a deciding factor, but the game isn't over just yet. Specs does have a couple Pokemon in the back still, making this a 2-2 game now. Now in comes Aerodactyl. Now I'm not exactly sure what its moveset is. However, this is a Kinkeldra, and Mach Punch does pick up the kill at this range. As it does. Now, Specs is down to his last Pokemon. Can it take a Mach Punch from a... Oh no. No, it cannot because it is the Slowbro... the Snorlax. And so a Drain Punch at this range does pick up the kill, and that does secure the victory for KingBub. Very solid win in my opinion. He definitely brought the game back. Was a bit of a disadvantage there, being 6-3, losing a couple Pokemon really early on, but definitely making correct plays, making a couple reads, and getting a little bit lucky with that hacks there towards the end. But definitely a really solid match. Definitely shout out to both of these battlers here for performing their absolute best. I think they did a fantastic job, and I can't wait to see what they do in the future. And that is going to go ahead and wrap up this week's episode of Game of the Week. Now, if you did like the video, leave a like down below, and also leave a comment. Do you think this week was a good Game of the Week, or do you think a different match should have won? Definitely click subscribe down below, and if you have any comments or suggestions, leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to take care of you. There are 24 coaches in the NPA as well as 12 matches a week, and so there's definitely a lot of potential for games. Definitely catch us on a couple other episodes that are coming up this week, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.